I want to share something personal with you today. My journey to becoming an open fan of rock music. As a black kid growing up in the 90s, it wasn't exactly encouraged, at least in my world, to listen to rock. And for a while, I felt like I had to hide it. I went to Hallandale High School in South Florida. In graphic design class, Miss Foster's class, I remember a group of students who would play rock music loudly from the computers. This was predominantly black schools, so these students stood out. They dressed differently, and honestly, they reminded me of the trench coat mafia look that was common in the late 90s. Look it up. One day, they played a song that immediately caught my ear. It was loud, aggressive, chaotic, and completely different than anything I've ever heard. That song was Sugar by SystemOfADown. I liked it.
I like it a lot.
But I didn't feel like I could say that out loud. Now, growing up, I wasn't necessarily on that hip-hop culture stuff from the beginning. My parents listened to top 40 radio, so I was exposed to a mix of Phil Collins, Tina Turner, Peter Gabriel, Chicago, Whitney Houston, just like a mixed bag of different artists. It wasn't until shows like Yo MTV Raps and Rap City that I really started to engage with hip-hop culture. I remember Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC was one of the first rap songs I ever saw on television. And it wasn't until later when I got a tape, felt like it was contraband, of the Wu-Tang Clan's first album, Hurt Method Man, that I really stepped hard into hip-hop. So rock wasn't foreign to me. It just wasn't something I was supposed to claim openly, based off what I made up about the culture. The moment I really started embracing rock music was when Limp Bizkit collaborated with Method Man and DMX. Oh yeah, here we go. Green light. Let's go. I can listen to this out loud because that song, a lot of people were listening to, and the conversation started to brew. That was a turning point for me. I felt like I had permission, finally. I bought their album, I think it was Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavored Water, just for that one track. But I kept listening. I listened to song after song after song, and then over time, I became a real fan, not just of that song, but of the entire genre. Once I stopped hiding, I started exploring rock more deeply. I discovered bands like Korn, and eventually SystemOfADown became one of my all-time favorites, even to today. Still on my list of bands that I want to see live. But the band that completely changed the way I looked at music was Mindless Self-Indulgence, MSI. Their sound was wild, experimental, unpredictable, and I connected with the energy on a different level. That also led me back to Queen. Bohemian Rhapsody had been popular for years, especially after Wayne's World, but Somebody to Love became one of my absolute favorite songs of all time. I still love hip-hop. I know more hip-hop songs than I know rock songs, but the rock songs I love, they connect with me on a deeper level. There's something visceral about them. I think what made this journey significant was realizing that for a long time, I felt pressure to conform, to avoid being labeled, judged. Basically, I didn't want to stand out. But music doesn't care about that. And eventually, I stopped caring too. Today, I listen to what I love without apology. And here's the interesting twist to all of this. Years later, I would go on to start a music media platform called Top Spot USA, where I interviewed hundreds of artists across genres, including Fall Out Boy and Flo Rida. The same kid who once felt like he had to hide his love for rock ended up sitting across from the artist who helped define the sound for a generation. It goes to show, you never know where your truth will lead you. So if you're still worried about how people might react to you based off what you love, stop. You might be planting the seed for your future without even realizing it.